Look, I thought I'd done enough to win the fight. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't as clear cut as I'd initially wanted it to be, but I definitely thought I'd done enough.
I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that's. I mean, that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never fight again.
But Wardley showed his limitations and his lack of pedigree, and he was very crude with that right hand over the right hand attack, but he showed so much heart and guts and desire. He just kept going for it. He was never going to quit, was he? He was never going to turn around and fold or take a knee and quit in there.
Fabio Wardley spoke openly after announcing his retirement plans, admitting the defeat deeply affected him. He said the loss damaged his confidence and left him mentally exhausted, adding that he now wants time away from boxing and is seriously considering stepping away from the sport.
Comes in fights and stuff, it can sway the judge's opinion of where they think the fight's going and how it's going out and stuff. And there's little annoyances as well, blood going in my eye and in my mouth and stuff like that. So
Fabio Wardley reflected on his career with pride, saying his accomplishments have become part of his boxing legacy. However, he also admitted he doesn't want to keep enduring that level of punishment, showing growing concern about how much longer he wants to continue fighting.
It's great to have that part of my history now, part of my legacy, but I'm not trying to do it too many times over.
Frank Warren reacted to Fabio Wardley's retirement comments with concern, saying he hopes it's not the end of his boxing journey. He made it clear that if Wardley decides to continue, the team will fully support him moving forward. Warren also praised Wardley's career, pointing out that he has already been part of several memorable and exciting fights.
I hope that's not going to be the case for him, and if he carries on, we certainly would be looking to help him in that way. But look, he's been involved in some of the.
He also said Fabio Wardley seemed off during the fight, lacking his usual confidence and energy, while still praising him as a great servant to boxing. He admitted the matchup may have affected his overall performance.
How good of a servant has he been to box?
He's a great guy. I just felt this week, I've been around him a lot of fight weeks, I just didn't feel any kind of confidence or buzz. And I think when I heard that this fight was getting made, I thought that's a strange fight for him.
He also expressed concern that the damage from the fight may have been serious enough to affect him long-term, showing sympathy for his condition. His reaction shifted from admiration to worry, highlighting how physically brutal the contest really was.
He's got a heart as big as a bucket, and some of the punches he took last night, he may not come back from, because he was taking right hands, he was eating them so flush. It was quite brutal to watch at times. I've actually got sorry.
He believes Wardley has natural talent, but still hasn't fully proven himself against the current top champions, raising questions about his development. In his view, repeated tough fights may have slowed his progress at the elite level.
Fight difference, fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he?
Josie Parker's been a champion.
Yeah, but he wasn't the champion, right?
Chisora believes Wardley relied too much on power shots and moved away from smart boxing. He felt Wardley abandoned structure and fought recklessly, paying the price for ignoring technical fundamentals under pressure.
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It is like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. How many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything we've seen before.
He believes Wardley relied too much on chasing knockouts instead of sticking to disciplined boxing. While acknowledging his success, he warned that poor shot selection and mistakes may have hurt his performance.
Fabio Wardley neglected all of his little bit of boxing skill, what he's learned over the white collar and through the fights that he's been involved in. I mean, he's had a fantastic career, and I don't think this is the end of Fabio Wardley at all, but he showed that he's a bit naive and a bit green. Like I said, his attacks were very crude. I don't know what Ben Davison should have been telling him. Stop throwing that overhand right from out of range. He's looking for the knockout punch. He's not even got his feet in range.
He also expressed concern over Wardley's condition, saying he appeared disoriented and struggled to understand what was happening around him. The situation raised questions about ringside safety and medical care during physically demanding fights.
Fabio is stumbling around. He's not even aware of his surroundings. It doesn't look like the doctors are checking on him round after round, and I said Daniel had big stones to get off the canvas. Fabio Wardley's got a chin of iron because he ate some absolute nukes. Shots that put Anthony Joshua on the floor from Daniel Dubois and probably would have put a lesser man in the hospital that night. I mean, I'm sure Fabio's in the hospital now, but stretcher job.
He praised Daniel's mentality, saying nobody can question his heart or commitment after that performance. He dismissed all criticism about weakness, insisting the win proved his toughness at the highest level, but he highlighted the achievement of becoming a two-time heavyweight champion, calling it more than just a victory, but a statement that silenced doubters and opened doors for bigger opportunities ahead.
I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never fight again.
He believes Wardley became too predictable, relying heavily on his right hand while neglecting basics like the jab and defense. Despite this, he praised the heart of both fighters and called it a strong overall contest, even suggesting a rematch. In his view, small tactical mistakes early in the fight ultimately shaped the outcome.
First half of the fight, he kept his shape. The jabs were working, dominating head to body. Kept slinging that big right hand over the top. Now and again, he's whipping it up the middle. He had good feet for a big guy, good feet. And I thought, you look the part. But then there was no plan B that he could rely on if that didn't work. And you saw from round 6, he lost his shape. The shape had gone because there was no plan B. When he get hit, it was like he completely turned. And trust me, this boy's got no coward in him.
Nelson said Wardley started the fight well with controlled movement, but once his plan stopped working, things fell apart. He pointed out that Wardley lacked a backup strategy, causing him to lose shape and composure in the later rounds. He added that elite boxing requires adaptability, and without it, even a strong start can quickly collapse.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times.
David Haye praised the fight as one of the most exciting heavyweight clashes in recent memory, highlighting its non-stop action and intensity. He commended both fighters for their bravery, toughness, and willingness to trade under pressure. That in his view, it delivered everything fans expect from heavyweight boxing: drama, heart, and excitement. He even suggested the fight was so entertaining it could be watched multiple times.
And came through that test, coming off the back of a loss. I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
He admitted he started nervously and felt overwhelmed early in the fight, but gradually regained control as it went on. The corner moment, including the slaps, acted as a wake-up call that helped him reset mentally. In his view, it was about digging deep into a dark place, surviving the pressure, and finding a way to win, showing resilience, discipline, and a true warrior mentality.
Nobody could ever question this young man again. Yeah? All that quitting nonsense, nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
There's more to come. There's more to come. We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be proud of himself.
He highlighted Fabio Wardley's durability, noting that he never quit and his corner never stopped the fight. At the same time, he praised Daniel Dubois for staying composed, sticking to his plan, and adapting even under fatigue. In his view, Wardley kept digging deep and finding something left in the tank, turning it into a true war of attrition and a memorable heavyweight battle.
Of a fight, I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a rematch.
Do you think he emphasized the importance of staying calm, grounded, and mentally strong when things get tough. His words reflect a true warrior mindset, showing that boxing is as much mental as it is physical. In his view, success comes from pushing through pain, embracing difficult moments, and finding a way to win when everything is on the line.
I called it, I said he's going to come out faster, yeah, but Daniel recovered well. He's learned, he's learned from his knockdowns before, he's learned a lot, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's done well better.
He noted that repeated right-hand attempts were punished by sharp counters, which gradually built Daniel's confidence as the rounds went on. Adelai explained that the jab wasn't just for scoring, but also for breaking rhythm and establishing control over time. In his view, this small technical edge shifted the momentum of the fight.
You know what I mean? I was trying to say to my missus, he's still in this, and I was right at the end, because you never know. Or he took it off, put it there, I didn't like to see that.
What do you think of the early knockdowns from Fabio?
Yeah, I called it, I said he's going to come out faster, yeah, but Daniel recovered well. He's learned, he's learned from his knockdowns before, he's learned a lot, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's done well better, I feel like he's doing it.
Do you think he'll get the third fight with Alexander Usyk, Daniel?
He highlighted the resilience shown throughout the fight, pointing to the early knockdowns that created a chaotic and unpredictable contest. Despite the punishment, both fighters kept recovering and firing back, which impressed him as both a viewer and a competitor. He focused more on heart and entertainment than technical detail, calling it a brilliant spectacle. In his view, the fight delivered everything fans could hope for: drama, knockdowns, and non-stop intensity from start to finish.
He did that slap just to wake up, you know, stay in reality, you know, it's just not slip. You know, I got to dig deep. And as a warrior, you have to dig deep because you've got to go to that dark place and come out on top.
Fraser Clark called Daniel a true warrior, highlighting his toughness and raw determination over technical perfection. He admitted the fight wasn't the cleanest example of heavyweight boxing, but said it delivered exactly what fans wanted: blood, pressure, and non-stop action. He praised both fighters for putting on an all-out war and acknowledged the strong entertainment value for the crowd.
I don't think he fought old demons when he got dropped. I think he started to think old demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That there was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab as the rounds went on.
You know, but I think for the crowd, but also nice fight. Unbelievable. I like it.
Was you surprised about the heart that Daniel shut you down?
Yes, 100% I am surprised. But you know, Daniel gave a good performance. You know, he was in the first and then the 4 rounds, I don't know. He was one down. In the second round, he was down. In the first round, he was down. And
first round and second round,
crazy. But he come back, you know. I like it.
This fight leaves behind more questions than answers after one of the most brutal heavyweight battles in recent memory. Fabio Wardley's future now looks uncertain, with many wondering whether the punishment he took will force him to step away or rebuild from scratch. On the other hand, Daniel Dubois has once again shown his ability to dig deep, adapt under pressure, and come out on top when it matters most. Fans remain divided between calling it a career-defining war or a dangerous turning point for Wardley. And what happens next could shape both men's legacies in boxing. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.